What's going on, people? Them, welcome back to another video. And right beside me, right now here, is my G Abdi. Welcome back, bro.
Thank you for having
Basically,
me.
we're gonna preview. We're gonna preview the Arsenal Liverpool game on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna get to it. This is not a possession-based podcast. It's not a five-side podcast. It's just me and Abdi breaking it down. What happens, the tactics, the analysis with Arsenal, some stats maybe, but everyone knows I'm not a stat man. But yeah, we'll kick it off with the visitors, Liverpool. Abdi, tell us about Liverpool. What can we expect?
What can you expect? Judging by the last few months, I can't really tell you what Liverpool will turn up. But if we're going off the last couple games, it's 2 wins in a row, the win in the Champions League, and we beat Wolves 1-0 in our last game. So I guess having Jota back, having Fabinho move into midfield has helped massively, and we are a bit more consistent. But it is going to be a really difficult game for us, just in general, on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, like from a Liverpool point of view, from a Liverpool fan's point of view, you like nervy about the game, or you just don't know.
I'm a
What's your
bit,
emotions?
I'm a bit 50-50. Like I can't be overconfident
Yeah,
of getting like a win, say, but I'm relatively confident that we're not necessarily going to lose. I think it just kind of depends how we turn up. If we play like how we can play, like against Leipzig, for example, then I'm confident that we can win. But if like let's say like the Chelsea game, if you put in that type of performance, then there's no reason why Arsenal cannot win the game. So it just
yeah.
depends what Liverpool turn up.
I hear you on that one. I mean, like no one can be like Ty and be too overconfident. Say we're gonna smack
Yeah.
you 3-0, this is that. But I mean, I want a good game. Obviously, everyone will prefer a good game over a bloody 0-0 or 1-0. Do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
I mean, like in our recent fixtures, it hasn't in the Premier League. I'm talking. It hasn't been like too good for us. I mean, like your squad and team is much better than ours. I mean, like we try to do damage. I mean, like earlier this season, you not beat us 3-1. That's when you had like your star people there, like Jota, Van Dijk. When you play Van Dijk,
It was a
everyone,
fully fit team,
yeah,
yeah.
fully fit Liverpool team. You not beat us 3-1. From an Arsenal point of view, that was a bit dodgy because, like, you could say the third goal was a bit handball and Mane could have got sent off in the first minute. You could say that, but do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's to and fro's in both situations, but I mean, this is a different game, different squad for Liverpool. I mean, like you got suffering with injuries. Arsenal, on the other hand, I mean, like everyone's had people going out for international duty over these 2 weeks, but I mean, like more of our main players have stayed within house, as in like Lacazette. Um, who else has stayed in house? Like I saw some people training Lacazette. We had Willian obviously playing Martinelli. I mean, like those are three forwards that we possibly could play tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? But I don't. It's highly unlikely. Like, but yeah. For what was I gonna say? From my point of view, I'm gonna break it down quickly. That we've got obviously Odegaard's hit form, Lacazette even. Do you know what I mean? He's our top scorer this season. I mean, I've been rating him as you know about Lacazette. I've been rating him highly. Pepe, hot and cold. I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He could either go. Do you know what I mean? He could either sauce it up one week or the next week drop a stinker 2 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I mean, like when he's as I said earlier today, when Pepe, I mean, it sounds stupid, but I mean, like when he's in the mood and actually wants to play, he can actually play like a 10 out of 10 performance, like we saw in the FA Cup final, like we saw against Leicester, like we saw against United last season. Do you know what I mean? Like different performances you can show as well. But I mean, like what else is it like? From you lot I'm suffering with defensive issues, right? I mean, like you lot
Yeah.
brought in the Kabak guy, Phillips. You lot talking about. I mean, you still got your fullback still fully fit, yeah.
Yeah.
Trent Robertson. You still got. Do you know what I mean, your midfield is Henderson's out in it.
Yeah, he's out.
Fabinho.
Fit.
So, I mean, it'll be a different Liverpool side, but you lot will score goals. That's why I think the game will be like high scoring. I hope it will, like a 3-2 or to us, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But if we just keep like don't do no stupidness at the back, I mean, like It could be, you know what I mean, it could be our game, it could be you lot's game, depending on if you lot actually defend properly, do you know what I mean, and don't do any mistakes. But yeah, Abdi, yeah, if you want to ask me any questions about it, but yeah. Well,
I mean, from like an outsider's point of view, like, do you think that Arsenal can play to a similar level like they did against Spurs, like control the game against us?
well, anyone can really control the game unless you're like on a different day. Do you know what I mean? But unless you're Man City, you control the game every day. Do you know what I mean? That's your bread and butter. But Liverpool, I don't know, because I think before the way we used to play, I think we were afraid and we like defended a lot more like that we usually do against the bigger teams. But
Yeah.
us lot, I think maybe showing you lot got weaknesses as in like in defence and in midfield as well. And your goalkeeper's been moving a bit sus recently. Do you know what I mean? Suspect. So I mean, like I hope we play on the front foot and we go at a front foot and go at you lot. I hope that's what I hope we can do that. But I don't think we will. I think we'll just do like how we did at Man City and just do stupidness. But I want us to play on the front foot. You never know because as in like we've hit like a good run recently. Do you know what I mean? We picked up like we beat Spurs. We obviously a stupid defensive shambles against West Ham, but we bring it back 3-3.
Mm.
But I don't know what Arsenal will turn up. I mean, like as you said earlier, you don't know how we're going to turn up. You can't be confident. Do you know what I mean? I'm being optimistic because as a fan, you've got to be. But I'm confident. I don't know because it's still Liverpool. You still got Mane. You still got Salah. You still got Jota. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see how it goes. Yeah. I mean, out of our bunch of players who we got, who you most threatened of? I mean, like who you most weary of?
I would have said, I think I would have nailed on said Saka, but apparently he's a doubt for the game.
Yeah. We'll do
So,
combined 11 later.
so yeah, but if he's out, then I think that is definitely a blow to Arsenal because I think he's comfortably been your best player this season. Like he's matured so much.
Smith Rowe is out as well.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not necessarily one single person that I'm looking at and thinking, oh, he's going to be a big threat to us. But I think collectively, I would have said that side of Saka and Lacazette and probably Odegaard would have caused Kabak some issues, I think, because he plays on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Having said that, if Saka's not necessarily fit and it's someone like Pepe, for example, who, like you said, is a bit hot and cold, it might be a little bit easier. But I think, Lacazette's been relatively pretty good actually since Christmas, I'd say. So just in general, I think it's not necessarily one main threat we're looking at, but it's kind of like collectively we need to put in a shift defensively and not have any lapses of concentration like we have had in the last few months. And if we do manage to do that, then, there's equal opportunity for us to go forward and cause Arsenal some issues.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I agree with that statement. We got coming in from JSA, Arsenal 2-1. We're going to play well but concede first half. And then I'll take a masterclass in the second. Hopefully, we score more than 2 because I want a high-scoring game. But yeah, I'll take a 2-1 any day of the week against Liverpool. But, I mean, your recent form coming to Emirates, as in, like, last season, we beat you 2-1, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, two defensive errors.
Reece Nelson tore it up. I mean, he made Van Dijk have a mistake. Lacazette scores, and then he scores the winner. Which, I don't know, might bring him back for that game. You never know. I don't know with Arteta, and he'll just pull out random people. But I think he'll be on the bench because Smith Rowe's out and Saka's out. Do you know what I mean? With our squad, I mean, like, we've got a fully fit squad. I mean, like, which is mad. But I think 2 people are missing. I think Saka and Smith Rowe, because Smith Rowe, I think he got injured in the under-21s. I'm not too sure. But Saka, I think he'll be out. I'm not too up to date with the injury list, but I think it's a hamstring injury, which is a bit mad. But hopefully, I mean, like, we've got the players. There's no excuses. I mean, like, you lot have more of an excuse to lose the game because you're hit all over the place with injuries. Van Dijk, Gomez, you know what I mean? Henderson, Salah a couple of weeks ago, man. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit mad, but Alisson will play, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, saying that, we should go into combined 11 right now, right? With the
Yeah,
current players that are at hand, so I'll rule out Saka and that. So in goal, that's no in goal.
yeah,
Oh
I'll say Leno. Yeah, I'll be say
yeah,
Leno.
yeah. Because recent weeks, I mean, like Leno has been. I mean, let's compare. All right, Alisson obviously he hasn't got his Van Dijk and Gomez, but he's still got the fullbacks in front of him. But do you know what I mean? There's a bit mad at the moment. I mean, Alisson's been moving a bit dodgy. So is Leno. Do you know what I mean? With his kicking, but I've got to say Leno in the team at the moment. But what about you?
Yeah, I'd put Leno in. I think he's been more consistent. I think, yeah, with having Van Dijk, Gomez, and then we put Fabinho, Henderson, and then we put Kabak. We've had like 8, 9 different players play as centre back this season,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's not necessarily helped with relationships and partnerships in that. I think Alisson, apart from the two, I think it was 2 games or maybe 3 games where he made those big errors. Just in general, I think the fact that he still managed to keep decent number of clean sheets. I guess he has still made a couple important saves, like the Man United game, which probably should have lost that
yeah,
game.
yeah.
The Bruno and Pogba chances. So he's performed well in general, but I think Leno deserves to be in it just because I think he's been more consistent.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So we'll go with the left back. So we'll just go left back quickly. We'll go Tierney or Robertson. I mean, like recent form, we got to say Tierney, right? Or
Again, I think it's in
yo,
the in general. I put
bro,
Tierney
you
in.
cut out there, bro. You cut out.
Robertson up until about
Bro, you
did
just
I
cut
cut
out
out?
there.
Oh my
Like
bad,
you're making.
my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah, Tierney. I think Robertson up until about Christmas was unbelievably good, and I think even then he's
yeah,
still been decent. But I think Tierney, again, a bit similar to Leno, he's just been consistently at a good level. Whereas Robertson's
yeah.
peaked and then he's come down a bit. It's
And yeah,
understandable because of
hmm
the centre backs, etc. But Tierney, yeah,
yeah,
I'd put Tierney in.
yeah. Next to Tierney, I think we'll go. So centre back pairing. I think my centre back pairing will be Gabriel and Louise. I don't, bro. I'm being honest. Like Gabriel Louise, I think they're the centre back pairing. What about you, bro? 1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry about
It's so. I mean, if we're going off this season, Fabinho's played at centre back most of the time. He's been good, I guess, but
that.
Phillips has been pretty good actually. But I'm not even gonna lie. You can put in Louis if you want to. Because we've had so many different defenders.
Yeah, I don't even know who
I'm
you
not
lot
even
centre
gonna
backs
argue
is.
it. Yeah, exactly. Every single week it's changed. We've had like 20 different partnerships this season. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can put in Louise. I'll give you a clean sweep so far.
So we'll go Louise. So it's Leno, Tierney, Gabriel, and Louise so far. Right back.
I'll give you that.
Trent. Should we say Cedric?
You're gonna have to
Cedric.
put him in.
You got Trent,
Cedric
yeah.
practically doesn't play. Yeah, it has to. Yeah, Bellerin. I mean, I know your feelings on Bellerin,
Yeah,
and Cedric's barely played this season in the Premier League at least. So I think Trent
The thing is, he's
probably
played a
should be
couple
in.
games. He's played a couple games. I mean, like he's more Europa League games in replacement for Tierney playing as a left back. But then Cedric does do a good job. Do you know what I mean? He's like a Monreal, but not. He's better than Monreal because he goes forward. Do you know what I mean? He poses a threat. I mean, like because Pepe's getting more of the shine more than Cedric because Cedric is actually holding it down for him. But I'll go if it's a combined one. Obviously, choose Trent over Tierney. So yeah. So what's your formation? Should we go 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3?
You guys play 4-3-3, don't you?
Yeah, we kind of, but we changed formation. We play like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-4. We'll go 4-3-3. Well,
We'll go 3-4-3. Yeah.
We've got attacking midfielder instead, but you got a flat 4-3-3 with one DM.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the DM spot, we'll go with who's your DM again?
Again, this is so tough. Fabinho's played at centre back pretty much all season. The last few weeks, he's been playing as a DM,
Yeah,
and he's been playing really well.
I think if Fabinho's fit, he's getting into the team.
Fabinho is fit. Fabinho
Yeah,
is
so
fit.
he
Yeah.
gets in the team. So we'll play him at DM, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
Xhaka.
Yeah.
And in midfield, I'm gonna go with Wijnaldum and Partey. What about you?
Partey's an interesting one.
Yeah,
Again, I can't say Henderson. He's obviously out.
yeah,
Wijnaldum's done all right. He's not been amazing, but he's done all right.
yeah,
Curtis Jones has done all right. Thiago's in recent weeks has done all right.
yeah.
But from an Arsenal perspective, I'm looking at Xhaka, Partey. Yeah, you can put in Partey. Yeah, put in Partey.
But you
And
could.
I
But the thing
guess,
is, because we play with a 10, we got Odegaard. Do you know what I mean? We can
yeah, I
throw
was going
him
to get
in
to
there,
that.
but he's a 10. He's not more of a. Do you know what I mean? Of you lots. Do you know what I mean? Like he does the Firmino type of role. Do you know what I mean? But we'll talk about that later. So I'm gonna say Partey and Wijnaldum. That's just for me. So Fabinho, Partey, and Wijnaldum. That's a good three.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got Shihab's comment saying on form at the moment.
Four.
Form. Because overall, what's the point of him doing it? Do you know what I mean? But on the left, on the left. I'm gonna rule out Saka because he's injured. Do you know what I mean? So no, we'll go with the right. On the right, we'll go with Salah. Obviously, he has to go in the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up front, I'm gonna say Lacazette. It may come as a surprise. Oh, Aubameyang, but Aubameyang hasn't been at it recently.
Mm.
Lacazette is our form guy. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'll throw Lacazette up front. Lacazette is a starting striker. He can do the Firmino role as well if you want him to. Do you know what I mean? And on the left, I'm gonna go with. It may sound controversial, although he just came back. I'm gonna go with Jota over Mane.
I agree with that. I fully agree with that. I was going to be
Yeah,
out for free as well.
easy,
Yeah.
easy,
Because
easy.
Mane, yeah. Because Mane, I think Mane, when he's on form, he's one of the best wingers in the world. But
Yeah,
this
of course.
season,
When
he hasn't been
Aubameyang's on
on it.
form, he's one of the best wingers / striker you can see. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if we're doing it on form, Jota, beginning of the season was unbelievable. He scored in basically every game. He got a Champions League hat-trick. He's out for 3 months and a half. He's come back and he's scoring goals for us again. He scored 3 goals for Portugal in the past
He's
week as well.
class. He's
He's
class.
he's he's just, you know what it is with him? He's direct. And
Yeah.
I can appreciate it more because Bobby's different in the way that he likes linking it up, coming in deep, etc.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, for me, no, he's fit. I don't think he's gonna play at all though because he's just come back from injury. But yeah, Jota on the left, Lacazette's been, like I said earlier, he's been playing well in the past few months. And yeah, Salah's a given on the right.
Cool. Yeah. Now, of course, Salah has to get in on the right because he's top scorer, obviously, and he brings so much to the team as well. Do you know what I mean? Finishing, creation. Do you know what I mean? Diving. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that goes on with Salah. Do you know what I mean? But we've still got Lacazette up front as well, and Jota. I mean, like it's mad leaving out Mane, Aubameyang, and even Saka. But you got to do what you got to do, as in Saka. He's been injured, so do you know what I mean? He's been out, so you have to put him. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't disagree with that 11 because at the moment that's basically the strongest 11 but compared. Do you know what I mean? Tierney over Robertson, Trent over Cedric, Gabriel, Luiz, Leno, Fabinho, what was it? Partey, Wijnaldum, Saka, Salah, sorry, Laka, and Jota. Do you know what I mean? Saka, he's the best footballer in the world, so I don't agree with that. 100% don't agree with that, but he's maybe one of the best youngsters in the world. 100%, I agree with that. But yeah. Abdi, any more questions before we? What time's kick off tomorrow? 8:00 in the night.
I think it's an 8, or 7:45. One of those two
I'll
times.
find out now, brother. I always thought it was Sunday for some reason, but I don't know.
It should kind of be on a Sunday. It's the biggest game,
Yeah.
so it should
Saturday,
really be Sunday
Saturday at
4:30.
Ooh, tomorrow's got good games. You've got Chelsea, West Brom, 12:30. Not tomorrow, sorry. On Saturday, and then tomorrow, and then Thursday, Saturday after that, you got Leeds, Sheffield United. Then you got Leicester, Man City, 5:30 kickoff. And after that, we got Arsenal, Liverpool. That's a good day of games on Saturday. But people, I mean, this one's been a short one. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's been it. This is our preview. Me and Abdi. I mean, we'll be back tomorrow with the possession-based podcast. We may have a special guest. It may just be us two. Do you know what I mean? Everyone will enjoy your company. But yeah, that's why I have to love and leave you lot. Do you know what I mean? Little 20-minute video. Done the preview. And yeah. Peace, people. Love.